And I just want to start by asking you, is there any indication in the Commonwealth of Virginia that your opponent has decided that he is sorry for this, or that any Democrats are going to call on him to drop out of the race?
Listen, what's probably the most remarkable thing is, Jay Jones is running to be the top prosecutor in Virginia, the Attorney General. My job as AG is to stop violence. He's somebody now that has advocated for violence. And I think it's an inflection point for not just the Democratic Party, but in many ways for Virginia and the country, because to your point, these text messages, to give you background, Scott, what happened is he started texting another member of the assembly because he was upset and angry that Republicans had spoken and eulogized at a funeral of a Democratic member that had recently deceased.
Right.
And he was upset by that. In fact, he said he wanted to, his mindset, rather than speak nice things about someone on the other side of the aisle, he said in a text message that he would want to put piss on the graves of his political enemies, and obviously said what he said about Todd Gilbert, 2 bullets in the head. But probably the most remarkable thing is he knows Todd, and he knows his children. Todd would bring his children to the assembly. Scott, his children at the time when he sent these text messages were 2 and 5 years. And I'm going to read this exchange for your listeners. The delegate Corner, his colleague, said, wait, you were talking about hoping Jennifer Gilbert's children would die. And his response was, yes. I've told you this before. Only when people feel pain personally do they move on from policy. What mindset? Set aside the politics. This is not about right versus left. This is right versus wrong. What mindset do you have to be in? Do you want to see children die in the arms of a mother, a 2 and 5-year-old child, because you want to see a political agenda? It's got, as Attorney General, I never asked a crime victim when I met with them whether there are a Republican, a Democrat, Independent, whether they voted for me, whether they like me or dislike me. But I've met with the mothers that have lost children. And I can tell you this, there is not a cry like the cry of a mother that has lost a child. You will never unhear it. And to be so callous with your words, with the position of authority you are asking Virginians to entrust you with, is disqualifying. And ultimately, it's going to be up to the Democratic Party of Virginia and his colleagues, because right now they've condemned the text. They said he needs to be accountable, but nobody has asked him whether he should step out of this race. And ultimately, they have to make that decision. But I find this unconscionable, that you want to be the top prosecutor in the state to somebody that's job is to stop violence and then advocate for violence. I think that is a remarkable moment and inflection point. It's a moment of choosing, as they say, in Virginia, and I'm confident Virginians are going to reject this type of rhetoric and language and somebody that has disqualified themselves from this office.